Although my schedule prevents me from being with you on this special occasion, I wish to express my own deep appreciation for our coal miners and their families. West Virginia enjoys a long tradition of mining that has shaped the heritage of our state. Those who have lived and labored in our coal fields exemplify the greatest American qualities. These men and women are hardworking, patriotic, loyal, honest, and deeply generous. Our miners have not only made possible America's economic and military strength, but their work provides the power that provides possible high-tech classrooms, modern medical procedures, and the home computers that keep friends and families all in touch around the globe. Thanks to the effort of the Labor Caucus of West Virginia Young Democrats, the members of the West Virginia Legislature, and Governor Joe Manchin, who have together made West Virginia Coal Miner Appreciation Day a reality, our miners and their families are getting a well-deserved recognition. I am glad to have lent my support to this effort and be able to extend my own deep gratitude to all those who Don and miners have and to their families. Too few people make the connection between their daily efforts and the daily dangers miners and their families face. But I never forget, and as long as I serve you in Washington, the federal government shall never forget. Sincerely, Hector Everett Hall II. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Secretary of State, Natalie.
Thank you all very much. It is an honor to be here on such a special occasion to recognize and appreciate and show our appreciation for the men and women who have helped to build this state. There are very few of us in West Virginia who are not touched with family members being coal miners, whether we are from the southern part of the state and the southern coal fields, or northern part of the state and north central West Virginia, where we've seen many tragedies, especially in my home county of Marion County as well. I come from a family of coal miners in terms of my grandfather, who at 10 years old began in the coal mine as an Italian immigrant alongside his father. And so, like you, we all know those special connection, and we have that special connection. And that's what I think today is so special about, is because we are able to give back for those who went before us and gave before us, and we're giving that special appreciation. I think this is also a wonderful example of what happens when a community and citizens come together to make a difference. And we saw what young people can do, what young people are doing for those who have gone before them, that they probably weren't born when many of these tragedies occurred in West Virginia. And so we are appreciating them, we are appreciating the coal miners as well. And I thank you all for being here and allowing me to be here too, to be part of this special event. It is now my honor to introduce someone who has felt tragedy personally from a coal mine, who has also healed us in tragedy, and who continues to lead the way to protect the coal miners in the state of West Virginia, and that is Governor Joe Manchin.
Thank you so much, Natalie, for the kind introduction. Let me thank all of you for being here, all the support for these young men, Matt and Justin Marcum and Chris Hatton. I know you will tell and say yourself that you can't do it without the support of your family and all of your friends, and I know they made you who you are today. All the members of the Young Democrat, the Labor Caucus, all the union representatives that we have here, and also the Coal Association, we have a little bit of everybody, and I think you'll find that on both sides of the aisle, one thing we all agree on: without the hardworking men and women in the coal mine and the coal miners, we don't have what we have today. We could not build this country with what we enjoy today, and this country would not be the power that it is. Someone once said, or Thomas Edison said, there's no substitute for hard work. Natalie said that both of us are from Marion County, and in 1968 mine explosion, my grandfather was a coal miner like hers, and most any people in those days in a coal mining town, and Steve and Rudy and I see Virginia and all the different, we all come from those areas. Everybody worked. And with that, there was tragedy. In 1968, we had the most horrific mine explosion that had ever happened for many years. And in Marion County again, 1907, the worst mine explosion in the history of our country was in Monongah. I lost my uncle and quite a few of my classmates in the 68 mine explosion. But with that, then I become governor, and in early 2006, we have Segal. 3 weeks later, we have Aracoma. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we've got to do something. And let me just tell you, and I think the legislators that were involved at that time, we could set and we could blame why we hadn't changed or why things hadn't changed. And human nature is basically, until there's a tragedy, things really don't. It doesn't come to that level where we think we need to make changes. I knew, sitting through there, we need rapid response, we needed traffic communication, and we needed oxygen. When we came back from Marcum, in one day, we passed legislation that revolutionized the whole coal industry. West Virginia is the leader. We should be proud of that. And we paid the price for it. The blood and the sweat of all of our miners. And I had said, and I would repeat it to all of the families and loved ones that were left behind for those two tragedies, your loved ones will not have died in vain. Our legislators stepped to the plate and did what's never been done. We suspended the rule on a major piece of legislation with both the coal miners, the UMWA, the coal operators, everybody joining hands says, we can do it better and we can do it safely. We put coal mine safety at the forefront of everything. Now, when the legislation, the proclamation was passed, I had the privilege of naming what day we would honor. I don't think there's a better day than the Sunday, basically before Labor Day. Labor Day is a time that we take to reflect on all the hardworking men and women, our family members who have long gone before us, and to say thank you. Every change and social reform has been done with the forefront of labor. Working men and women wanting to change the quality of life, making sure they could provide for their family, making sure that they could provide a better opportunity for their family. All the changes that we know today, that we enjoy and take for granted, was done again by the blood and the sweat of working men and women, union working men and women that came before us that said, listen, we need a fair share also. So we take time to reflect. It's a different day today, and there's a different economy that we're working in, and it's a worldwide economy that we have to compete in. But you can't really forget where we came from. And that's what we speak about. In this resolution, I'm so proud to be part of it. I'm so proud the young Democrats step forward to remember who we are, where we've come from, but also what we can be. Coal, and I've said this, I've spoken to the President and all the different people who are concerned about the climate bill, cap and trade. You hear so many things. We're still working. That door's still open. I'm taking a group of governors, and President Obama's invited me to the White House. I will sit down with him and his advisors, and we're going to talk about reality. And all I've said is this. First of all, we've identified that the CO2 emissions from the burning of fossil fuels of coal, and we've identified that as being something that we can do without, and it does harm the environment, then let's all commit ourselves to fixing it. When we identified the Clean Air Act, Phase 1 and Phase 2, what we had said is the sulfur and the NOxes that come from the burning of coal basically creates a problem, and we think we can do it better. We had a solution. We had scrubbers, and we had low NOx boilers. We have to find a solution through research and technology for this. The thing that I want to make sure that we put on the table is this. We first of all identify and agree that we can fix it. Don't put a tax and a burden on the people of West Virginia, of people all over this country, so that we're not able to compete with anybody around the world economically. Coal has made this country what it is. It has made the steel that builds all of the manufacturing base that we have. And it will continue to be the industrial might. It is the energy of preference. It will be that for the next 30 years, and we can and we're committed to doing it better. We're trying to bring a balance and a common sense reasonability to how we proceed. I think cooler heads will prevail, and I think at the end of the day we'll have our place, and coal will be prominent for the next 30+ years. But we'll be doing it differently. We passed the last legislation, and we're at the forefront. And I get so upset, and I go and speak all over the country, and I speak to forums all over the country, both friendly and maybe not so friendly. And I said, first of all, we have some of the toughest environmental laws in the country. We truly do. We have, right now, the most stringent land use. We just passed that. We have an energy portfolio. We have a plan of how we can do it in West Virginia better. And we're stepping to the forefront, and everybody's supporting that. I think you're going to see a new day, not only in West Virginia, but in this country. But we've all got to find common ground to work in. Right now, we're letting this country get divided again. It's horrible. They're taking the scare tactics from every issue that's out there right now, whether it be health care, whether it be cap and trade, or whether it be the climate bill, whatever you talk about. They don't tell you about all the good things that these bills have in them. All they do is pick the one that they can really get you fired up and scare the living bejesus out of you. That's got to stop in America. It really has. I don't care whether you're Democrat, Republican. I don't care whether you're union, non-union. It doesn't matter. You're an American. You're a West Virginian. Let's work together. We can hit roadblocks, and you can agree to disagree, as long as we're always respectful. And I know firsthand that sometimes we get a little charged up. Then you calm down. Let's get together. Let's move forward. We do that better than anybody. And we're going to do it again. But this state's got to lead the way. And I think we can. So with that, I'm so proud. And again, they've done more than what they think they've done. They recognize and said, this is something that hasn't been done, should have been done. And we can sit here and say, well, why didn't we do that? Why wasn't that done 10 or 20, 30 years ago? That isn't going to fix it. They fixed it. It's just time to do it. So I'm so appreciative. So appreciative of the leadership of the Young Dems to step forward and be able to recognize the hardworking men and women who made this country what it is today. So with that, Secretary Tennant and I are going to sign officially. And I'm going to read the proclamation first. And Natalie said I could read it because she didn't bring her glasses. Proclamation is, whereas coal miners are hardworking, dedicated, and loyal West Virginians who work to provide for their families. And coal mining accounts for over 60,000 direct and indirect jobs in the West Virginia labor workforce. And 99% of electricity in West Virginia comes from the 26 West Virginia counties that produce coal. And whereas coal is responsible for more than $3.5 billion annually in gross state productions. And coal miners are a vital asset to the state, not only as laborers, but as devoted citizens, because they are known to stay in the state and economically support their communities, education programs, and their respective counties. And whereas coal miners expose themselves to dangerous risks on the job every day, therefore safety is paramount, and regulations designed to protect our miners must continue to be enforced rigorously. And whereas environmental challenges that face the coal industry should be continually addressed and monitored through appropriate regulations to ensure that our mining communities remain healthy both environmentally and economically now and in the future. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Joe Manchin, Governor of the great state of West Virginia, do hereby proclaim September the 6th, 2009 as Coal Miner Appreciation.